pepper to your salad or something. Check, check. 1, 2, and 2.
Check 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
So who are these recliners for?
Huh?
Who are these recliners for?
I think those are like a promotional thing. It's called like the best seats in the house. So like they just pick 2 people and bring them down and let them sit there.
You see this guy?
Thanks, just a sec. He's gonna sit on the ground. What a cluster, dude.
Yeah,
I couldn't get
every single person has had problem parking.
I've got a parking pass. They wouldn't let me go into the garage for some reason. And then they said go all the way around.
I got right there and they're like, oh, the garage is full. I'm like, I'm not even going in the garage. I just want to park by the brick building up there. No one in. No one in.
The garage isn't even full. It was ridiculous. Rather than, I could have gone in the very first entrance, but they normally like us to go in the second one.
Yeah.
So I did that. They're like, oh no, it's full.
That's what.
They're like, go up and around, and then they finally let me in.
So this guy wouldn't let you in over here, right?
At least they let you in.
The first one where we usually come in.
Yeah.
Not the first one down closer to Lawler, but
I
the
came in
second one.
around the back way, and then I come in from behind like Channel 5, and the guy wouldn't let me in.
Yeah, that's.
Talked my way in there, and then finally I got where we can park. But I'm just doing rules, man. I'm just doing what part they asked me to. So what was your big story there? Bathrooms?
Yeah.
Sorry, I had.
What should I dial into? One number I do know is that one. I had that on auto.
No, you're right. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Am I allowed to call you small?
Mic check 1 2 3 4. Mic check 1 2 3 4.
Tried to call me from the station. I was just checking to see who.
This is Channel 2 News, coverage you can count on.
The campus is buzzing right now.
The football season gets underway for the University of Nevada tonight as the Wolfpack hosts the Aggies of UC Davis. Team coverage of the Pack's season opener. Fox Channel 2 News at 5. Good evening, everyone. I'm Wendy DeMonte. Kristen is off tonight. Thank you for joining us. We do begin with team coverage of the Wolfpack's opening game. Paul Nelson is live at Mackey Stadium with a look at improvements that are being made to it. Amanda Ketchledge has a look at how fans are tailgating ahead of the game. And Chief Meteorologist Mike Alger has your game day forecast. Paul, let's start with you. Major changes coming up there.
Yeah, there's quite a few changes, Wendy. Of course, kickoff's just 2 hours away, and you can definitely feel the excitement building here on campus. Of course, Mackey Stadium hasn't had any major renovations over nearly 2 decades until now, and it's just the start of what we can expect over the next year or so. The Pack has played its football games at Mackey Stadium since 1966, and there have been many changes since. The biggest upgrade for the upcoming season can be found on the southwest corner of the stadium, a new 2-story women's bathroom that gives access to fans on the upper and lower levels of the bleachers.
Our female fans will be excited about this, and then coming soon next year we'll have new chairback seats and handrails in the stadium and new club level, and it'll be really nice.
Those renovations will begin when the season comes to a close. The upgrades are designed to add comfort and safety for Wolfpack fans.
We're doing some long overdue projects, and we're getting the stadium up to what our fans expect in terms of comforts.
More than 22,000 fans are expected for tonight's game. The contest was originally slated for Saturday, but New City didn't want the game to interfere with people's Labor Day plans. Students on campus say they're ready for the season regardless of when they play.
I think that's one of the things the students look forward to in the start of the season is getting back to getting games at Mackey, tailgating and getting to the student section and getting a loud crowd.
I'm so excited. We literally wait for this moment all year, and just to have it here is the best feeling ever.
That buzz is easy to spot on campus, with many donning the silver and blue. Some say these games are great for the community.
Even basketball and all of our major sports, I think it brings everyone together and gets everyone out and all excited.
And like everyone else, we'll sit back and watch and cheer and hope for another great season.
Now, traffic already is a little bit tricky, and since it's a school night, it could get even worse because there might be faculty and students leaving campus at the same time as some of the fans are coming to the game. After the game is over, there's no plans to change the traffic patterns on Virginia Street, kind of like they did last year, but they do have that capability if they think it's necessary. Covering the big story live at Mackey Stadium, Paul Nelson, Channel 2 News.
Okay, Paul, thank you for that. Now, every fan knows the fun of the game doesn't start with a kickoff. Many will be tailgating before the gates open to the stadium. Amanda Ketchledge is live in one of the parking lots where some diehard fans are ready to party tonight. Amanda, why is this a Wolfpack tradition?
Well, Wendy, fans tell me that it's how you show your team spirit best, because not only do you get to have fun, it's also how you support the Wolfpack football team.
It's really the spirit and the attitude, and that's why, it's a whole nother ball game when you're a Wolfpack fan.
Wolfpack fans are setting up their chairs, firing up the grill, and ready to celebrate the first game of the season. Friends and family enjoy each other's company out here, decked out in full Nevada gear. And fans we talk to say it's all part of the experience for a Wolfpack football game.
This entire lot will be completely full with people eating and drinking and having a good time and playing their games, including a lot of UNR students. They're all a part of it too. And the band comes through here. It's really, the cheerleaders, everything is very cool.
And tailgating is allowed on all the parking lots around Mackey Stadium, and it will wrap up at kickoff. Covering the story, Amanda Ketchledge, Channel 2 News.
Always fun up there. Okay, Amanda, thank you. And it was cooler today across the Truckee Meadows. We saw an Amanda shot, windy as well. Mike, are we going to need to bring a jacket to the game tonight?
I don't think it's going to be all that bad. It is going to be a little bit cooler than we've seen for a while. But if we want to take a look at exactly what the kickoff forecast is, we have it for you here. Of course, the game getting off here fairly quickly here. In terms of what we're looking at, I'm going to do this again here so it doesn't have all that excess stuff up there. In terms of what we got here, kickoff, of course, happening right about 7 o'clock with temperatures going to be about 74 degrees at that hour with clear conditions, maybe a few clouds, low humidity, and the winds at this point probably out of the west at about 15 miles per hour. Not all that, not too shabby when you think of it all in all. In terms of what we can expect coming our way here over the next couple of days, we do definitely have a fire concern tomorrow with the winds picking up. We've got a temperature that is going to cool off a little bit, but the winds are going to pick up as well. And a red flag fire warning is in effect starting at 2 p.m. tomorrow, and that goes until 9 o'clock tomorrow night. Up at Lake Tahoe, once again, a lake wind advisory. Expect to see probably 2 to 3 foot wind or wave heights up on Lake Tahoe and certainly Pyramid Lake as well. It also goes into effect for those areas. What have we got coming? We got this low that's dropping right down. By tomorrow, it'll probably be into Oregon. So if you look at it, no precipitation expected out of it. You can see that front as it goes through. It'll kick up wind. Don't really have any showers coming, but you can see everything wrapped up there in southern Oregon. That's getting it close enough to us certainly to drop our temperatures and certainly to kick up the winds as well. Now, not only that as we go into the weekend, but we also have an issue, maybe freezing our first plants of the season. We'll tell you more about that with a full forecast coming up later in the show.
And nice new football graphics. I like that for the season opener. Mike, thank you. Well, in Crime Beat tonight, we do have an update on an officer-involved shooting yesterday in Reno. Reno police have identified the suspect who was shot as 31-year-old Lionel Irving of Oakland. when a U.S. Marshals task force approached him at an apartment complex on Clover Way and identified themselves. Police say he tried to run but was confronted by the Sparks officer. Well, police say when Irving reached for a black object in his waistband, he was shot once in the face and hospitalized in critical but stable condition. The officer involved has been placed on paid administrative leave pending the investigation into the shooting. The Washoe County Sheriff's Office says a laser strike Tuesday night forced its Raven helicopter to be grounded. Deputies say the pilot noticed the light source while patrolling downtown and later found it was coming from near Rampion Drive in Sun Valley. Well, when the helicopter got closer to the laser, the pilot was forced to land safely at Stead Airport. If you know anything that can help deputies find the person behind the strike, call Secret Witness at 322-4900. A $1,500 reward is being offered. And we have also learned more about the frightening threats made to a Carson City Justice of the Peace over the past nearly 3 years. Tonight, a look at a Christmas card John Tatro received just months before an attempted firebombing at his home. Kristen Remington has this new piece of the puzzle.
This is what Mr. and Mrs. Tatro received in the mail last year, a Christmas card with the chilling threat, "You will die," in bold ink. But it wasn't the first nor the last threat against Justice of the Peace John Tatro and his family.
The card was mailed to the judge in December of 2014, and what was significant about the card was there was a follow-up action that followed that.
At his Carson City home less than 6 months later, investigators believe this person, appearing to be a white man with glasses, ignited what's being described as a firebomb near the garage.
That presents to me a rising danger or an escalation of anger.
Both threats were kept from the public as investigators followed leads, but now they need help. And this light-colored sedan seen in the judge's home security video could be key. Investigators say traffic cameras showed it heading north on I-580 the night the partially burned incendiary device was found.
I have very strong belief that the person does not reside in Carson City, in fact resides north of Carson.
Judge Tatro has not spoken out yet, but Sheriff Furlong has. He's been working this case since the first threat in 2012 when shots were fired at the Tatro home. He says the judge has every reason to be fearful.
How else could you feel but terrorized?
Covering the story, Kristen Remington, Channel 2 News.
Now, if you have any information, anything that can help, call Secret Witness at 322-4900. Secret Witness is offering a $2,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. The Washoe County Sheriff's Office is investigating a Sun Valley travel agency that allegedly scammed thousands of dollars from its customers. Investigators are trying to track down its owner. Landon Miller talked to some of the victims and shares their story.
Jaime Vivier bought tickets to Guatemala for himself and 5 family members from this Visa travel agency back in April. But he says he never got them.
Almost $5,000 cash, and I don't have no tickets.
Vivier is just one of 12 people who reported the fraud to the Washoe County Sheriff's Office. Investigators say customers thought they were buying legit tickets.
The customer would discover that a reservation did not in fact exist for them for the expected date, and they were never able to get a satisfactory explanation from the company.
So far, the agency is accused of scamming more than $20,000, a number that's expected to get even higher.
The Washoe County Sheriff's Office says they first got a complaint in late August. Since then, Visa Travel has shut its doors. No one inside. We decided to check it out.
There are still desks and papers inside. The county clerk's office confirmed the identity of the owner as this woman, Vivian Sayans. We tried to give her a call for comment.
The cricket number you have called has been temporarily disconnected.
Vivier has tried to get in contact with Sayans, but has not been able to, neither here at the agency or even at her house. The sheriff's office says the business itself has faced some problems.
Their licensure status is in question and has been for some time now.
I was working 2 jobs then, so I can save the money to go on vacation.
Vivier says he'll never make the mistake of paying in cash or going through a travel agency again. As for his planned December trip to Guatemala,
I don't think so, because it's too much money to put together again.
Covering Crime Beat, Landon Miller, Channel 2 News.
The Washoe County Sheriff's Office is asking for anyone with information to call their detective division at 775-328-3320.
I'm Chloe Beardsley. Hunger advocates are using the color orange to spread awareness on families struggling over food in our community. Find out how, coming up on Channel 2.
But first, a county clerk in Kentucky will go to jail for refusing to issue marriage licenses for same-sex couples. How she could have avoided spending time behind bars after the break.
You're watching Channel 2 News at 5, Northern Nevada's #1 newscast, with Wendy DeMonte, Kristen Remington, and Mike Alter's Pinpoint 2 forecast.
Looking around the nation, a fight over same-sex marriage licenses in Kentucky has landed a county clerk in jail. But 5 of her deputies have agreed to start issuing licenses. Kim Davis was held in contempt of court for defying multiple court orders to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples. 5 of 6 clerks who work under her say they will comply with the court's order. The lone clerk who did not is Davis's son. Davis was given the option of avoiding jail time if she promised not to interfere with the issuing of marriage licenses, but she turned it down. Davis can only be removed from office if lawmakers impeach her next year. And for much more on this story, stay tuned for the CBS Evening News up next at 6. Investigators in Illinois say they have recovered video which they hope will help them find who killed an officer earlier this week. Police say a resident came forward with the video from a private home security system. Investigators have to use special technology to extract it, so they have not yet viewed it. Authorities are searching for 3 men in the killing of Lieutenant Charles Joseph Glenowich.
Well, the forecast over the next few days will include blowing dust, some colder temperatures, and another red flag flying. We'll tell you all about it coming up right after this.
Well, whether you're ready or not, the holidays are right around the corner, and local food banks are gearing up to feed hungry families all across the community, and they're using the color orange to spread the word. I'm Chloe Beardsley. We'll have the details next on Channel 2.
Oh!
4, 5, 6.
And yet we have team coverage of nothing but Wolfpack football game. Right?
Jay, are you there? Jay, talk to me, please. Jay, don't die on us. Come back. Didn't hear Jay. Is he around? We know? 5. Just give me a thumbs up or not.
Okay, 3, 2.
Welcome back, everyone. Today is Hunger Action Day, which is a part of September's Hunger Action Month. That's why we're all wearing orange for hunger awareness. I know mine's a little peachy. It's all I could find. Well, local food banks are partnering up with community groups to raise money and get donations for families in need. Chloe Beardsley joins us now with more in how they're getting it done. Chloe?
Well, Wendy, advocates have found a very unique way to spread the word. People across the country are using the hashtag SpoonTember. Get it? On social media to spread the awareness. And here's just some of the recent posts that we have found on Instagram. Check this out right here. Shannon Jackson posted this photo, all decked out in orange. She's got the spoon on her nose. Another picture posted by Shira even has Larry King on there, you can see. And it's really been a big movement online, and it's even helped community members locally get involved.
We have a lot of people here wearing orange. A lot of people are taking their orange spoon selfies. Today's a day that everybody screams from the rooftops that they're fighting hunger in their own way.
Jocelyn Lantrip with the Food Bank of Northern Nevada says there's always a huge need for food in the community that doesn't seem to go away.
1 in 4 children in our area don't have the food that they need.
Right now they're working to feed more than 100,000 people a month.
We have not seen recovery with our clients. People are back to work, but they're working less hours, they're making less money, and they still just can't make ends meet.
There's a focus on the type of food donation needed, tuna, something Dee Dee Rosine has been passionate about collecting for years.
I went to the food bank 5 years ago and learned that they need and want cans of tuna. It's high in protein, it lasts on the shelf a long time, and it's expensive.
Dee Dee asks community members each fall to donate tuna. She also collects donations year-round for a garage sale to raise money to buy food. They're trying to collect 15,000 cans by the end of the month with help from the garage sale next Saturday. So far, they just have a few cans, but Dee Dee hopes, like last year, that will change with your help.
If you bring tuna to the garage sale, you get $1 for every can, and you can buy stuff at the huge garage sale.
It doesn't matter how you get involved as long as you do.
And there's another event to raise money coming up on September 17th in Reno called Under Shelter, The Power Within. And it will feature portraits of families living in shelters with a very artistic twist. For information on that, you can go to our website, KTVN.com, and click under the blue News Links button. Covering the story, Chloe Beardsley, Channel 2 News.
Now, here's Chief Meteorologist Mike Alger's Pinpoint 2 forecast, broadcast certified by the American Meteorological Society.
Well, as we head into this unofficial end to the summer season here, Labor Day weekend, red flags are going to be flying tomorrow because of the fire danger. Dust likely will be blowing, temperatures will be dropping. And hopefully, unless you don't take unless you take some precautions, you're going to have to be careful that your tomatoes won't be dying because we got some possibility of the first frosts and maybe even ground freezes coming up over the end of the weekend. Today, just a few clouds. You can see the winds still fairly gusty around the area, likely to get even stronger tomorrow. Outside right now, we're at 77 degrees. Relative humidity is at 22%. Dew points in the mid-30s. It's not bone dry, but it will be dry enough combined with stronger winds tomorrow to create that fire danger we're all worried about. 29.85 is our barometric pressure. It's down 3 points. We still, even now, on the less windy of the 2 days, have gusts as high as 28 miles per hour. High temperature today just barely hit 80 degrees, a low of 60. So we went down 7 degrees from yesterday where we were right at the average of 87. 60, very warm last night. We're going to see that number drop off very quickly tonight. We may hit the first 40s that we've seen in a long time here at the Reno Airport. And by the weekend, particularly Sunday morning, we could easily see air temperatures in the 30s and ground temperatures in the 20s. So here's the low coming down here. It's got a lot of cold air in it, doesn't have a lot of moisture. I don't think we're going to see much, if any, precipitation out of it. But as that thing dives down even further over the next 24 hours, it's going to bring the second front across the area here. That front pushing through, kicking up winds and dust. Of course, the poor burners out on the playa are going to be in whiteout conditions more than likely. They've been for the last couple of days. It could be even worse tomorrow. And the colder air coming in. So our temperatures will drop off a good 4 or 5 degrees tomorrow and then probably bottom out on Saturday with high temperatures not even getting into the 70s in some of the western valleys. Not likely we're going to get any showers. Not impossible we could see an isolated one early Saturday morning, but that's about the size of it. 60s and 70s then in the mountains of the south, with 70s most everywhere. We may see a low 80 in Hawthorne. You come up here to the north, nobody getting to the 80s with the possible exception of Battle Mountain. And again, overnight lows dropping into the 40s, getting even colder Saturday morning and colder yet on Sunday morning. For Reno, mid 70s for our high tomorrow, 12 below average. We'll see 49 for our low at the airport with low to mid 40s elsewhere. Highs up at Lake Tahoe tomorrow, probably in the 60s. So Tahoe tonight, actually mostly clear. Winds will decrease temporarily overnight with low of 36 degrees. And then tomorrow we'll look for partly cloudy skies, gusty winds, a lake wind advisory in effect pretty much all afternoon long. Lake winds 15, 25, gusting to 35, ridgetop winds in excess of 50. For Reno tonight, partly cloudy early, will clear out overnight with a low of 49 degrees. Winds will decrease temporarily, then they'll pick up in the afternoon, probably anywhere from 15 to 25 local valley gusts in excess of 40 miles per hour with a high tomorrow of 75 degrees. Then, like I say, keep in mind, Saturday a high of only 69. Cool, maybe some isolated frost depending on what the wind does Saturday morning. Sunday morning, 43, that's at the airport. That's the warmest spot around. We'll see valley temperatures in the 30s a lot of places, and that means some ground frost possible with, again, the clear skies that I'm expecting out there from then on. Does warm up quickly once we get into the end of the weekend. Let's go out and take a look and see what the traffic's doing right now with Jay Rodriguez of the Alice 96.5 Traffic Center. Jay, how are the roads holding up to all this?
Well, it's pretty crazy out there right now, I'll tell you that, Mike. There's a vehicle accident in Reno on I-580 northbound on the left shoulder near Moana Lane. Expect delays. NHP working to clear a vehicle accident at the Spaghetti Bowl from I-580 northbound to I-80 west. Expect delays in that area. There's also a vehicle accident with injuries in Sparks on I-80 eastbound at Rock Boulevard. So expect delays or avoid those areas if at all possible. I'm Jay Rodriguez. Drive safe, Nevada.
We assembled them, we screwed them and glued them, and then I came out and hooked them up.
Tonight, Someone to Know just finished a community service project that will benefit those who hit the trails, while doing good is in his blood. After this.
Four inches of it because I said, yeah, I cut the back off a lot because I can't deal with it. I mean, it's
try this.
Yeah, right. It's like check 1, 2, 3, 4. It's kind of like it's not long enough to be long and too short to be long and long to be short. And I couldn't get it where it was, and I just said screw it.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3, 4. Check 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, what am I saying? What am I saying? That's the last holiday weekend of summer, and that means camping for many.
Welcome back, everyone. A small percentage of Boy Scouts ever become Eagle Scouts, which is an impressive feat, one that a Minden teenager just accomplished. But as Kristen Remington found out, scouting is in his blood.
5 years ago, this group of young Cub Scouts from Cub Scout Pack 140 visited us during a newscast. Little did we know then one of them would go on to receive the highest ranking in Boy Scouts of America. And Eagle Scout Nathan Van Wagenen is the fourth in his family to do so. Where you might notice his hard work in tonight's Someone to Know. He may be a freshman at Douglas High School, but Nathan Van Wagenen already has an impressive resume. The runner, long and triple jumper also thrives on the soccer field. Music is one of his passions too, and not just piano.
I'm in the Douglas Marching Band, Pride of the Carson Valley.
But when he's not marching on the field or through these halls, you'll find the 14-year-old scouting out ways to help his community. Nathan is an Eagle Scout.
I'm a fourth-generation Eagle Scout. It started with my great-grandfather, Ruland.
Back in 1916, followed by Nathan's grandfather in 1946 and his father in 1989.
Our family motto is that we're finishers. So Eagle Scouts, we finish, we do the job right, and we just try to do the best we can.
To not only earn the required 21 merit badges, which he wears plus some proudly, but to also lead an Eagle Scout service project. And it was here Nathan brainstormed a unique idea.
I built 20 brochure boxes for the Department of Forestry.
For any information they need disseminated.
They can fit maps, info about the trails, if they have any advice for the hikers, ATVers, whatever they want.
Nathan says the project's success hinges on the help of a strong support team who spent more than 150 hours creating the waterproof plexiglass boxes, which you'll spot along eastern Nevada trailheads like here at Kings Canyon. It was a big commitment, but the payoff for this Eagle Scout is sky high.
It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like accomplished and that I know that I helped the community.
As if all that isn't impressive enough, Nathan is also a member of the National Junior Honor Society. He made the honor roll every semester the past 6 years. He plans to go on a mission after high school with his church and then go on to BYU. And to learn more about becoming an Eagle Scout, go to our website, KTVN.com. For Someone to Know, I'm Kristen Remington, Channel 2 News.
I'm Erin Breen. So what do you think of what's happening or not happening in Washington, D.C. these days? We'll talk with some of you and with our political leaders about it after the break.
It's the last holiday weekend of summer, and that means camping for many families, but there are some things that you should know before you head out the door. I'm Ariana Bennett. I'll explain coming up right after the break.